Let's get into this letter. Written by Young Miami for Sean Combs to the judge. It's 100 sent by character witnesses. Also, check out the video on the Madonna Harlot Complex. And for further research into her mindset, watch until the end. There will be a refresher about that and how I personally witnessed this behavior. Because on this channel, we explore dark psychology for protection of self and others. And this letter, written by Young Miami, will break it down hood goulash style in 7 course meal of the Shadow Fusion. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sabrina Michelle, a trauma awareness coach that has utilized my own childhood trauma to stir a healing recipe. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, then share this video with someone, especially if it hits you. Also, turn on your notifications so when a new video drops, you'll know. Dark psychology often hides in plain sight. When someone writes a character letter to a judge, they aren't just telling a story, they're shaping perception. Today, let's break down how ego, pride, and cognitive dissonance show up in persuasive writing. Using this letter about Sean Combs as a case study. The sources will be in the description of this truth sauce. The first course is ego identity framing. Miami says, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a hip hop artist. This introduction appeals to ego driven identity roles by establishing herself as trustworthy. The writer primes the judge's perception. Here's the dark psychology spice. Ego seeks credibility. People often accept arguments more easily when they come from someone presenting themselves as moral or relatable. The second course, pride and character reframing. Behind the scenes, he was loving, genuine, supportive, and always encouraging. This reframes Sean Combs' image from accused criminal to a beloved leader. Dark psychology ingredient, pride creates blind spots by appealing to positive qualities. The writer tries to overwrite the negative narrative. Third course, cognitive dissonance, splitting the persona. The Sean I knew was different from the one portrayed in public. This creates two Seans, the villain in the courtroom versus the hero in private. Dark psychology salt, cognitive dissonance pushes the judge to resolve the tension. It's easier to believe the truth is somewhere in between, which weakens prosecution's narrative. Fourth course, emotional anchoring through stories. Thanksgiving with the homeless, the Met Gala, family time, the dark psychology, Pepper. These stories emotionally transport the reader, making it harder to focus on facts. Dissonance sets in. Can someone who feeds the homeless really be that dangerous? Fifth course, ego protection and redemption narrative. He checked himself into anger management and therapy. He did it because he wanted to grow. This paints him as self awareness and improving. The dark psychology butter, this triggers the judge's ego defense mechanism. The pride of being merciful to someone who is already In the path of change, six course guilt lever through family appeal. His kids need him. They look up to him. The dark psychology, vinegar, shifts the weight of the punishment from the accused to the innocent children. The judge then faces cognitive dissonance, uphold justice versus harm the children. Seventh course, ego hook, flattery to the judge. Judge, that's a good man. This isn't evidence. It's a command cloaked in respect. It appeals to the judge's ego, positioning him as one. This is the power that Sean has goodness in him. The closing lesson is dessert. This letter isn't about facts, it's a logical influence. Ego, pride, and cognitive dissonance are powerful levers that can bend perception, soften judgment, and make us question what we believe to be true. Understanding these tactics doesn't just help us spot manipulation in the courtroom, it helps us defend our own minds in everyday life. Diddy's legal team stated in open court he was a violent man. This was a chilling statement of accountability. However, the defendant's consistency of avoidance gives the judge valid reason to give him full sentencing. Young Miami's letter doesn't just defend Diddy, it manipulates by weaponizing her duality. She knows the culture split placed on her image. She flips it into influence. Here's a quick refresher on the Madonna Harlot Complex. It was coined by Freud. It's a splitting defense mechanism where women are divided into pure, virtuous, nurturing mothers, Madonna, versus sexualized, fallen, untrustworthy harlots. The dark psychology, this split is a control tactic. It allows men in society to justify exploitation while presenting and gaining the image of virtue are useless. At my father's funeral, women literally fought over him. That wasn't about love, it was about manipulation. He thrived on ego, pride, and psychological control. That experience is why I can spot these tactics so clearly today. And it's the same reason I wanted to break down this letter written for Sean Combs. Just like my father, Combs' defenders highlight his pride, generosity, and power. But underneath, ego driven manipulation always seeks to preserve the image of a good man, no matter the harm caused. The letter sets up two Sean's, one in the media and the one she knew. The split creates cognitive dissonance, forcing us to reconcile contradictory truths. That same split kept women at my father's funeral hooked. They knew the harm, but they also clung to moments of love and care. This is the Madonna harlot dynamic. My father played women this way. One was the Madonna, the other disposable harlot, until he flipped the roles. That constant switching kept them competing for validation. In this letter, young Miami leans into a Madonna framing family woman, nurturer, loyal, supporter, while her public persona embodies the harlot stereotype. By embodying both, she destabilizes the judge perception. When we ignore these dynamics, we allow ego, pride, and manipulation to cloud judgment. whether our personal lives or in the courtroom. These tactics pull focus from accountability and shifts onto protection. But in dark psychology, because I grew up watching in people's lives, if you ever found yourself split between being the good one and the bad one, you live through the Madonna harlot trap. And like those women at my father's funeral, you don't have to keep fighting for someone else's ego. If you've experienced this or you're currently, hit up the comments. Much gratitude for your attention and watching Hood Goulash.